Hi, I'm Linda Matthews, and today I'll be showing you part 2 of the Vintage Nostalgia Junk Journal. In part 1 I showed you how to use a template set to design the printables, and in this video I'll show you how to make a junk journal with a hidden spine using those printables. The papers that I'm using are from the Vintage Nostalgia paper pack. You can print out the pages onto cardstock or copy paper. I like to print my pages onto lightweight cardstock, about 90 pounds weight, and I've printed the embellishments onto standard cardstock, about 110 pound weight. Once you have your papers printed, fold the pages in half and assemble into signatures. I'm using 3 double pages per signature for a total of 3 signatures. To make the cover, cut 2 pieces of chipboard or thick cardboard for the front and back cover sections and 1 piece for the spine. Cut the cover sections slightly larger than the folded junk journal pages. I've cut my cover pieces 8 1/4 inches high by 5 1/2 inches wide. Then cut a section of cardboard the same height by the width of the signatures. To calculate the width of the signatures, stack them loosely side by side and measure across the spine. My width is about 1 inch, so I'm going to cut my cover spine section 8 1/4 inches high by 1 inch wide. I'm going to cover the front and back cover sections with some printed papers. I've printed out 2 papers and I'm going to join them together with some double-sided tape. Arrange the cardboard sections on the underside of the paper. To make it easy, use a ruler to align them along the bottom edges. You want to leave a small gap between each section, and I use the edge of a piece of chipboard to get an accurate alignment. Apply glue to the cover sections and press them onto the inside of the paper. You can use liquid glue or a good craft strength glue stick. Cut a 1 inch border around the edges of the paper and then cut away the corner sections on an angle about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. This will help to make sure that the corners aren't too bulky when you fold them over. Then fold the edges of the paper to the inside and press with a bone folder. Glue along the edges one side at a time. Fold the paper over and press with a bone folder to make sure it's properly adhered. I also like to add some double-sided tape along the edges to make sure that everything is well and truly glued. To create a sharp corner point, press a bone folder along the corner edge of the chipboard to press the paper in before you fold it over. Once all the edges are folded over, use a bone folder and gently push the paper into the spaces between the spine and the cover sections. This will help to make sure the covers open and close easily. I'm going to sew in the signatures using a hidden spine so that the stitching doesn't show on the outside. To do this, I'm using a hidden spine template. This template has a set of holes marked 1/4 inch apart along the width, and you can use it as a guide for a set of 5 stitches or a set of 3 stitches. To use it as a 3-hole template, simply omit holes number 2 and 4. Also included with the template set is a set of blank templates that you can use if you want to mark your own signature holes. To use the hidden spine template, print the template lines on one side of a sheet of cardstock and print a design or pattern on the other side. Then cut out the pieces. Fold over the side sections of the spine hole template toward the pattern side and fold the signature hole template in half down the middle. Punch out the holes in the templates using a bookbinding awl or a hole punch. To make the holes in the signature, insert the signature hole template into the fold in the signature and mark the holes using a pencil. If the height of your printed pages is slightly shorter than the template, just trim away the edges of the template to the same height. Then punch out the holes in each of the signatures using a bookbinding awl or a hole punch. The signatures get sewn onto the spine template. If the height of your printed pages is slightly shorter than the template, just trim away the edges of the template to the same height. Insert a length of bookbinding thread or embroidery thread onto an embroidery needle and sew each of the signatures onto the template. The thread should be cut about twice the length of the signature height. I'm using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch using the 2 end holes and the centre hole on the template. However, using this template, you can sew a 5-hole pamphlet stitch if you prefer. Start with the centre hole on the underside and sew in and out along the length and back again. When you're done with one signature, tie it off in a knot and sew in the remaining signatures in the same way. Once the signatures are sewn in, check and make sure that the spine section fits inside the cover. Then apply glue to the spine section on the template and press it onto the spine section on the cover and allow it to dry. Once dry, use a bone folder to carefully press the signature flaps into the space between the cover and the spine. This will help the covers to open and close easily. Apply glue to each of the flaps and press them onto the cover sections. While the glue is still wet, once again carefully press the signature flaps into the space between the cover and the spine. To cover the inside of the cover sections, cut 2 pieces of paper slightly smaller in height and width than the cover section. Apply glue and carefully position on the cover, then allow the papers to dry. On the outside of the covers, I'm going to glue 2 of the picture papers, one on the front and one on the back. I've cut them just slightly smaller than the cover sections. I'm also going to glue 2 pieces of ribbon underneath the papers to use as a tie closure. On the spine section, I'm going to glue a piece of lace threaded with some ribbon. To embellish the pages of your journal, cut out all the embellishment pieces, then crease and fold along the fold lines and tabs. Some of these pieces will need to be assembled. To assemble the mini folder, first fold along the fold lines lengthways and widthways. You can use this mini folder in a number of different ways. You can fold the pockets up, then fold the right side shape in to create 3 pockets. You can cut away the right fold-up pocket and then fold the right shape in to create 2 pockets. You can fold the pockets up and then fold the right side shape to the outside to create a folio. Once you've decided how to assemble, apply a narrow line of glue or double-sided tape along the side edges of the fold-up pockets and the bottom of the right side shape pocket and press in place. To assemble the large folio, fold and crease the cover sections. Narrow strip of glue or double-sided tape to the bottom and side edges of the small pockets and press onto the larger pockets. Attach a narrow strip of glue or double-sided tape to the bottom and side edges of the large pockets and press onto the inside of the folio cover. To assemble the large envelope, crease and fold over the front section, the flap and the side tabs. Apply glue or double-sided tape along the tabs. Fold the front section over and press in place. Then fold the flap over. The small envelopes are assembled in the same way. To assemble the pocket and card set, crease and fold along the centre, the top flap and the tabs. Attach a strip of glue or double-sided tape to the tabs, fold over and press together. Then insert the cards. To assemble the layered pocket, fold the tabs over, then apply a strip of glue or double-sided tape to the tabs on the side and bottom of each of the pockets. Then position and press them onto the backing in order of size. To assemble the pocket and index card set, fold the left and right sections of the pocket to the inside. Glue along the left and right sides of the bottom pocket section and fold up and press in place. Then insert the cards. To assemble the slot pocket and card set, first cut out the slot sections on the front of the pocket. The easiest way to do this is to use a craft knife with a sharp pointed blade and carefully cut away the sections. Grease and fold the pocket tabs, then apply double-sided tape to the tabs. Fold the pocket over and press in place. Then insert the cards. Now that all the embellishments are assembled, you can use them to embellish the pages of your junk journal. There's no right or wrong way to use the embellishments, so be creative and most of all, have fun. I decided to make a button closure for this folio. To do this, use a 1-inch hole punch to punch out 3 circles from a piece of cardstock. Glue them together, then attach the button to the flap of the folio using a small brad. I also attached a length of ribbon to the brad to use as a wraparound closure.